Hello friends and welcome back to And Then There Was Style, your YouTube home decor channel. If you have not taken the time to, please subscribe to the channel to become part of our home decor family. Now let's talk about today's video. If you are a granny or if you're not a granny, this video is for you. Granny flats are all the rage right now with great reason. So use this video to really figure out, is a granny flat for you? Let's just hop right into it. Alright friends, so to give you a brief explanation of what the heck I'm talking about when I say granny flat. So a granny flat is going to be a structure that is built onto like an existing piece of land that another home is on. So for instance, if you have a large home for your family and you have aging parents and you have, a nice piece of land that you can put another building or structure on, that would be termed as a granny flat. You all would in essence share a yard, but you would have two separate dwellings, so each party would have their own privacy. Now, granny flats are great, of course, like I mentioned, for aging parents because it still gives them independence and privacy. But it gives them independence, but you have your privacy, they have their privacy, so it's really cool for that matter. And as you can see from these exterior pictures, granny flats can be anything from like just a shed that's insulated well and kind of done up just a little bit, all the way up to a custom build home like this one. I mean, of course, in terms of budget, you can go small, you can go large, but it's not just for aging parents. A lot of millennials are choosing to have a granny flat or a casita, mother-in-law unit, a mother-in-law apartment, granny pod, whatever you want to call it, on their parents' land as a way to save some money and save up to move out on their own. And then once the young people move out, you're able to Airbnb this unit, you're able to rent it out. I mean, you have options. Of course, you have to check with your particular city to check about zoning. In some of them, you can have everything but a stove because then it's considered a separate home. So you really have to check that out. But let's take a look at some of the interiors now. Okay, so before we get into the interior of the granny flat homes, I have a quick fun fact for you. Did you know the average tiny home is between 100 and 400 square feet? The biggest average is 400 square feet. Let me know down below in the comment section, would you be able to survive with just 400 square feet? Why or why not? So one thing I've definitely seen while researching granny flats is this. Most of the homes themselves have a large open concept idea. And I say large even though we're talking about a small space. But a lot of the granny flats are, relatively small. We've already established that they're not the size of a regular home. So one thing that they are doing to make them feel bigger or not so claustrophobic is implementing the open concept ideas for the home, based on the idea that combining rooms can make a lot of extra space. So for instance, a lot of the granny flats that I'm looking at have an open plan kitchen that connects to both the dining and the living area. This works as a plus for so many reasons. One, light can flow through from one set of windows and hit 3 different rooms. When there's more natural light, it feels bigger, it feels brighter. You don't have those dividing walls. There's just a natural flow from one space to the other. This also works because if you are using a granny flat to, in fact, have your aging parents or aging relatives in, they may not be as mobile as they once were. So having everything just basically in arm's reach or within a small space is very helpful for that as well. So another idea is a lot of people are foregoing the idea of having 2 stories, even though that would give you double the living space. Once again, if you have aging relatives there, It's going to be a lot harder for them to go up and down the stairs. Yes, you can put a lift or elevator in, but then we are going into a way bigger budget. So the kitchens that I have seen are really going to be based on what you want. I have seen some that are very basic that really just feature almost a hot pot and a mini fridge. So I think that would work best if your family members come into your home or the main home quite a bit to receive the majority of their meals and just kind of use their kitchens for small things. And then I've seen some where they basically have a full laid out kitchen. Now, as I mentioned, you definitely have to check the zoning laws in your area or your community, because some state that if you have a second dwelling on your land, they can't have certain appliances, many of which those appliances are basically a stove or a stove that's wired in. You can have a hot plate, you can have a microwave, you can have a sink and a refrigerator, but something about that stove makes it a secondary dwelling, and there's a lot of red tape to go through. So definitely check that out. But I thought that was so interesting. A lot of these homes are basically just miniature homes that you can live in, and they're going to have all the amenities of a regular size home, just in smaller space, and a lot of times smaller size. So another really interesting thing that I found out is something called a granny pod. I don't know if many of you have heard of this, but this could be a great alternative if you want to move aging parents or relatives in. A granny pod is going to be the exact same thing as a granny flat, except you're going to have ways to monitor the inhabitants that are there. So it's going to have cameras, security cameras. It's going to have features that can alert you in the main house if it senses a fall, for instance. Also, it could be a special area in the kitchen that releases medication at a particular time. I think this would be great for relatives that may be dealing with early onset dementia or something like that. It's just another layer of security and protection for them, and really for you, for your peace of mind. So let me know what you thought about the granny flats. I don't know the age range that you all are in right now, but is this something that you see as useful? Is this something that you could use or see yourself using in the future? I'm all ears. I think this is a really great way to keep generations on one plot of land. I think I'm all for it. I'd love to hear your opinion, and let me know down below. As always, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, share it with other home decor lovers, and subscribe to the channel. It would help me out a lot. Hey, if you want to see more videos, check these two out right here. And I am going to actually get to work on the next video. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great day. Take care, and take care of each other. Bye, guys.